Look, the front lines are moving fast right now, like really fast. And I need to walk you through what's actually happening on the ground because the maps you're seeing don't tell the whole story. There's blue pushing forward, there's red pushing back, and in between there's this massive gray zone where nobody really knows who controls what. Stay with me, because the details here matter. Let's start in the Zaporizhzhia direction. The Ukrainian army just moved forward in Stepnursk. Now, Stepnursk is already under Ukrainian control, but Russian military bloggers confirmed something important. Ukrainian forces are pushing toward Plumly. There might be a few Russian soldiers in the gray area, but here's the thing. Russia isn't capable of launching attacks in this part of Zaporizhzhia right now. Ukraine took full advantage, but at the same time, Russians are using middle-range drones to hit Ukrainian supply vehicles. And I mean everything. They hit a trolley bus in the middle of the street, a public transport vehicle, not a military target. They hit a fire truck at a gas station. They hit an ambulance. This tells us something crucial about Russian drone range. They're still effective at 20 to 25 kilometers out, and they're aiming at anything that moves. Now, in the Huliaipole direction, Russians are getting aggressive with small infiltration attacks. They advance toward Huliaipolsky village. This is significant. Huliaipolsky isn't tiny. Multiple households, several streets. Russian military channels published videos with epic music, claiming they took control. They showed Russian flags. Geolocation confirmed the presence of Russian soldiers. Here's where it gets interesting, though. Ukraine immediately counterattacked. The distance from Huliaipolsky to the Russian positions is basically nothing, which means what looked like a major victory might actually be just a small infiltration. We'll see if Russian forces can hold it. The front line here is unstable. The gray zone is huge, way wider than any map shows. Russians are also trying to reach Malyi. They started a new attack, pushing into the gray zone toward the same area they took a month ago and then got kicked out of. Malyi is still the main Russian objective in this region, but Ukrainian drones were successful there. A 180th Mechanized Brigade hit a building near the prison with precision. Video shows the structure getting hit hard. Russian soldiers were spotted in the area, but here's the brutal part: they don't look like soldiers. They look like they're just there to plant flags. The situation in Malyi is standard warfare, small settlement, very long, and it's the main defense hub for Ukrainian forces in Huliaipole. Let's move to Kostyantynivka direction. This is where things get darker. Ukrainian losses are mounting. Supply vehicles are getting hit. Russia is allocating massive resources here. In the central part of the city, Russians already moved in. Yesterday, they're expanding territory gains in the southwestern part near Borysto. Ukraine can't keep enough infantry forces there right now. Some people say Ukraine lacks infantry, but here's the reality. Russia constantly bombs Ukrainian infantry with aviation gliding bombs. Gliding bombs still matter in 2024, completely matter. Russia demolishes entire blocks, then sends infantry in. Ukraine is trying the same tactic with gliding bombs, but they have fewer resources, less powerful ordnance, FOB 3000S, FOB 5000S. The situation for Ukraine and Kostyantynivka is getting harder by the day. Ukraine is also taking extra losses in Kramatorsk, and when you see images of destroyed vehicles, don't assume it's all military. Russian drones are hitting civilians. That ambulance you see on fire, Ukrainian medics inside, drivers likely gone. The medic on the right escaped. Russian military channels confirm the same picture from Kostyantynivka, but they also say Ukraine is sending reinforcements and launching counterattacks toward Nikolka, close to Chas. Ukraine is trying to encircle Russian positions. There's a real chance they could pull off a full encirclement of a small Russian group. Russia continues pushing toward Alexandrivka. They're getting close to a war obstacle, a defensive line that runs from a war reservoir in Slavansk down to the south. My forecast: Russians will occupy the area between the river and the Ukrainian defense line. That's their maximum success for this year. They've been fighting for half a year to get here. If they can't take this, they're completely ineffective. In the Kharkiv region, both sides are taking heavy losses. Ukrainian infantry is in action. Russia is trying to push toward Wohivka because they got stopped completely in Volchynsk. They're looking for alternative routes. They cross the Russian border in a new area. In Crimea, we have geolocations of recent Russian losses from Ukrainian missile strikes. Ukrainian drone operators published everything. The most recent attack happened very close to the carriage bridge on a Russian patrol ship. Watch my previous video about that one. Russia is losing air defense systems, supply hubs, command centers, headquarters, trains. Everything's being targeted. Russian barracks too. The ship that was hit is named Boyi. We have high-resolution images and eyewitness video from St. Petersburg, the port of Kronstadt. The ship is gone, completely devastated by fire. 2 strikes hit it. The antenna section fell down. Internal fire. Smoke and flames coming from inside. It's scrap metal now. Unusable. They won't restore it. Better to build a new one. Even damaged ship construction requires massive maintenance. A heavily damaged ship will never be the same. I'm sure it's written off from the Russian Navy. Middle strikes are still happening. Russian refueling truck on fire on the road from Rostov to Crimea. The driver risked it. Probably okay, but the truck is gone. Russia sends convoys of refueling trucks to Crimea. Maybe they split up later, but they still have supplies. Way less than before, though. Many companies refuse to go there now. The risk from Ukrainian Hornet drones is too high.
Now, here's the part that matters most.
The situation for Russian drone operators at Donetsk Airport is terrible. Their cars, themselves, everything. They were trying to launch Shahed drones. But everything went wrong because Ukraine decided to film them. From the drones, their vehicles, entire convoys. This is Donetsk Airport. Russians are using it to launch Shaheds. It won't be successful. You can see one missile went out, but the booster stayed in the system. The system started burning. Not the unit itself, but the shell nearby. The Russians panicked. They went to a BTR. Then they went through the same road. The shell is burning. Malfunctions happen. But here's the thing about the Solntsepiok. It's devastated weaponry. The good news? The range is short. Ukrainian drones can reach Solntsepiok positions. Multiple videos already show this. Ukrainian drones are capable. They were capable. They will be capable. This is mostly a frontline update plus some direct hits. The warfare is changing every single day. Russia is pushing hard in some directions, getting stopped in others. Ukraine is counterattacking, losing ground in some places, holding in others. The gray zones are expanding, the casualties are climbing, and the drone operators at Donetsk Airport just learned something hard. If you're visible, you're vulnerable. If you're launching from the same spot twice, you're done.